New at 10, you're taking a live look at the University of Texas campus tonight, a beautiful sight. Researchers there had revolutionary cancer treatment technology published just today.
CBS Austin's Melanie Torre is live tonight. Mel, you got a first-hand look at a small device that could have a big impact on medicine.
Yes, I did, Hema, and it's the size of a pen. It isn't this pen specifically, but a team of chemists, engineers, and medical professionals developed a pen that can detect cancer within seconds of touching human tissue.
So this is 3D printed tip and has three tubing.
A surgical device that provides real-time diagnosis. They're calling it the Spec Pen, and soon it could help surgeons remove more cancer and spare more healthy tissue on the operating table.
Surgeons normally remove the bulk of the tumor, and then you get to the edges of the tumor, and it's really difficult to tell when to stop cutting.
Assistant chemistry professor Livia Eberlin explains surgeons will touch the tissue with the tip of the pen. That delivers a tiny droplet of water. That water extracts biomolecules that are sent to a machine and analyzed in 10 seconds. Prior to the pen, sending tissue for testing during surgery could take upwards of half an hour, increasing the risk.
The surgeon has to wait there and the patient is open, so there's complications from that.
So we will just hold this pen and touch on a tissue like skin.
Eberlin and a team of about 15 others started developing the pen 2 years ago. So far, they've tested it in 253 human tissue samples with a 96% accuracy rate. By providing better technology, they hope to enable doctors to make more life-saving decisions.
The final goal really always is improving survival, extending people's life, and bringing just better quality of life and treatment to cancer patients.
Now, this pen still has a long way to go before you start seeing it in oncology centers across the country, but the team tells me they expect to start testing it in live surgeries at the beginning of next year. Reporting live at the UT campus, Melanie Torre, CBS Austin News.
New at 10, growing medical marijuana here in Texas. By the first of the year, some Texans with intractable epilepsy could have cannabis-derived prescriptions filled here at home. CBS Austin's Melanie Torre introduces us to one of those Texans and takes us inside a nearby grow facility.
7-year-old Elliot Graham started struggling with seizures at age 2.
They were subtle, but have really devastating cognitive effects.
As he's gotten older, his diagnosis more serious.
It's been a really long journey.
Katie and Jim Graham have spent most of Elliot's life trying to find the balance between seizure control and increased doses of medication with severe side effects.
He's in a cognitive fog often. It's very, very difficult to learn. Lots of behavioral problems, sleep issues.
In 2015, the state legislature passed the Texas Compassionate Use Act. It allows Texans with intractable epilepsy to try a cannabis-derived drug if at least 2 physicians recommend it. Elliot will immediately qualify.
Ready, set,
Go. It's a plant that could actually improve Elliot's quality of life without the devastating side effects of some of the other drugs he's on.
This month, the Department of Public Safety awarded licenses to 3 companies wishing to grow medical marijuana in Texas. Morris Denton is the CEO at Compassionate Cultivation. They'll start their grow in a warehouse south of Austin in a matter of days.
For the people that know that this medicine works, it's coming. And for the people that maybe are questioning whether or not this medicine works, give it a chance. Keep an open mind.
Denton gave CBS Austin and the Graham family
Hey there, I'm Morris. Jim Graham. Jim, nice to meet you.
a behind-the-scenes look at the Compassionate Cultivation facility.
And this is where we'll plant the seeds, right in those racks over there, propagation racks.
All of the plants will be grown indoors. The bright light in here simulates daylight. Flip a switch, and green lights turn it to night. The plants get the rest they need, but it's still enough light for Compassionate Cultivations to see and work.
We have to be very specific and very focused around how we manage that grow process.
The cannabis plants won't have more than 0.5% THC. The plants will be turned into medicine, pills, tablets, or oils. Back at the Grahams, the wait is almost over.
really, really hopeful that the new offering in Texas will actually, make a big difference.
Their first opportunity to try the drug in Texas will be late December or early January. Melanie Torre, CBS Austin News.
Monday, solar eclipse sweeps across the United States. Austin will be in part of its path, but before you step outside and look up, listen to the experts. CBS Austin's Melanie Torre sat down with an eye surgeon who has seen patients with permanent eclipse-induced damage.
Eye surgeon Stephen Dell says looking at an eclipse with the naked eye will damage your vision in a matter of seconds.
The first concern really is that people understand this is not a joke.
He's seen that damage still present in a patient who looked directly at an eclipse in 1979.
He had retinal burns that were still visible when we examined him years later, and he still has a hole in his vision wherever he looks.
Dell explains the effect is like burning a piece of paper using a magnifying glass in the sun, but instead of paper, you're burning your own retinas. He warns if you're using eclipse viewing glasses, make sure they're the real deal. When the glasses are on, extremely bright light and a muted sun should be the only things you see.
You shouldn't be able to see anything else in the room with those glasses on. If you can, then they're not legitimate.
No glasses, no problem.
You can just create a little waffle grid pattern with your fingers and then put your back to the sun, let the sun shine through the small apertures that you create with your hands, and it will project an image of the eclipse on the ground.
Dell says whatever you do, do not look at the eclipse with your eyes alone, even if that means foregoing photos.
You'll be fumbling around trying to take these glasses off, and then line up your phone and then look back at the eclipse and see if you can have it in the frame. And I think that's really a problem.
Dell says if you've had cataract, glaucoma, or retina surgery in the last 30 days, don't view the eclipse under any circumstances. You'll have another chance in 2024.
Mosquito bites are itchy, ugly, and one of our least favorite things about summertime.
Well, one study claims there's a blood type some mosquitoes like better than the others. CBS Austin's Melanie Torre explains what's happening inside your body and how that makes you a mosquito's next meal.
Larry Oliver started donating blood 40 years ago.
I'm a regular donor. I've donated a little over 57 gallons.
We Are Blood in Central Austin relies on people like Oliver. They're always on the hunt for blood, and they're not the only ones. With summer in full swing, mosquitoes are collecting blood too. But rarely is it Oliver's.
I don't think I've been bothered at all this year by mosquito bites.
A study from the National Center for Biotechnology Information says people with blood group O are more likely to attract mosquitoes. People with blood group A are least likely.
I don't get a lot of mosquito bites, that's true. I do have A negative blood.
Fellow donor Kim Dunnigan considers herself a mosquito magnet.
I just kind of try to avoid being out right at dusk, so.
Her blood type?
O positive.
But is there really one thing, like blood type, that makes you more prone to mosquito bites? State medical entomologist Whitney Qualls says,
that's been like the million-dollar question in mosquito research for years.
Qualls says there's no doubt mosquitoes like some people more than others, and it comes down to genetics.
If you're someone that works out a lot and you sweat, or you are outdoors and sweating a lot, that combination with heat or even have a fast metabolism can increase your likelihood that she will take a blood meal from you.
There is a certain concoction of chemicals mosquitoes go after, but the exact recipe is still unknown.
We all release lactic acid and ammonia and uric acid. However, it might be that right combination.
Qualls explains what attracts mosquitoes is more complex than blood alone, and different breeds have different tastes. Convincingly, the study found in human tests 86% of people with blood group O received mosquito bites, compared to 46% of people in blood group A. But no matter what's attracting them, experts agree the best way to throw the insects off your scent is to simply use repellent. Melanie Torre, CBS Austin News.
What about everybody else? To read more about this study and how the other blood groups fared, just find the story on cbsaustin.com.